Pig Nuts Week 10 coming to you live from the pig pen. This is Piggy himself, and I did roll around in the mud last night, but there's no time for that. It's time for who's back, who's dead, and who's not back, but not dead. Start with a easy one. State of Florida football. FSU stomped out Syracuse. UF stomped out South Carolina. Dominated Georgia Tech. And UCF beat Tulane. I had no idea that UCF and Tulane were ranked, but good for UCF. All of those teams covered, so if you had the Florida parlay, good for you. Next up on Who's Back, Democracy. We did it while Florida was dark red, the rest of the country, mainly the Gen Zers, the TikTok dancing, gender fluid, downy stuff Gen Zers, came out in full force and said, "Do not tread on me, sir." Push the likes of John Fetterman over Dr. Oz. Dems kept the Senate and can pick up another seat if Warnock beats that idiot Herschel Walker in the runoff. I think he will, but what do I know? Looks like the Dems will lose the House, but not by the margin that was expected. Usually presidents running for a second term lose a bunch of seats no matter the party, so it's super impressive to see Biden, who's 900 years old, it has the worst economy ever and a super low approval rating, hold up like this. Good for him. Clearly, people saw pubs as too extreme and didn't like no abortions in January 6th, then the election denialism. Pubs up. Democracy Dan did not carry his weight here, but the Gen Zers did. Democracy is back. Who's dead? Trump. There was no red wave, and all the candidates he endorsed took an L. He has been completely unhinged on Truth Social, taking shots at Ron DeSantis. And even candidates who he endorsed and won, he's talking shit about, which makes no sense. It seems like the Dems and the pubs are uniting in telling him to shut the fuck up. And clearly DeSantis is the head of the Republican Party now. While he still has loyal psychos ready to die on a hill for him, he has left the Republican Party in shambles. And I think a lot of people are done with him. There's still rumblings that he's going to announce he is running, and a DeSantis v. Trump battle will definitely be one for the books, and I will have my popcorn ready if that comes to be. Who's next to be dead? FTX, Sam Almeida, and crypto. This is a ridiculous story. I know we've been talking about it a little bit, but basically Ponzi is going to Ponzi, and I did get caught with my pants down and lost a ton of money on this one. Crypto Web3 is in complete shambles. And that fat vegan fuckface Sam Bankman-Fried, or SBF as those virgins like to call him, is to blame for most, if not all of this. Stories Wild will definitely be made into a Netflix or maybe even It's So Good in theaters movie. Some background, main characters. SBF was the CEO of FTX, who historically said that he wants to make billions to give it back to society. And he called it Give to Earn. What a great guy, right? Turns out, nope, he was lying. He's a scumbag. He's the son of Joseph Bankman and Barbara Fried, who I'll get into a little bit shortly. Then there's Caroline Ellison, who, go look up. She's a little gnome, lawn gnome troll, gross. CEO of Almeida, daughter of Glenn Ellison, department head of economics. And then there's Gary Gensler, who's the SEC head and former professor of economics. Joseph Bankman, who SBF's dad, is a federal tax law creator. And his mom, Barbara, is the head of the Mind the Gap campaign, which is the biggest Democratic PAC. And his aunt, Linda Fried, is a member of the World Economic Forum. So it is time for Tinfoil Hat Piggy to come in here, and let's just break this down a little bit and stay with me here. Biden announces his presidential campaign April 25th of 2019. 13 days later, SBF launches FTX. The exchange is an overnight success and enables Sam to become Biden's second biggest donor. Now, what crime was recently committed? Basically, SBF was taking all of our user funds and all of our money and giving them straight to his fuck buddy, lawn gnome Caroline Ellison at Almeida, so to cover their horrible calls. So this girl, Caroline, with Almeida, is losing all of the money, and then she goes and fucks SBF, and they live in this Bahamas 10-person, like, nerd fuck palace thing, and they all fuck each other and steal our money, basically, from what I've gathered. So she loses all the money. She blows him. he gives her 10 million of our dollars, 10 billion of our dollars, and then somehow it gets found out. Like I said, they're all still in the Bahamas. They're allegedly detained but not arrested, which is sketchy because clearly this is like super easy, very, very illegal stuff. Why is he not running? Why is he not arrested? I know that some of them are trying to flee to Dubai. I think she is. And then after this all comes out, they have a back door built in that lets billions be hacked. So basically they hack themselves for the rest of the money that's left. And they're able to change their finance report, their finance record without flagging the transaction either internally or externally and make it look like all this stuff didn't happen. Super sketchy stuff. They didn't let any customers withdraw any assets and basically locked everyone's account except for the people that were KYC'd in the Bahamas, which is basically just them. So they were able to withdraw money. No one else was. Everyone's fucked. Everyone's balances are zero. But here's some more tinfoil hat stuff. Gary Gensler wants regulations in crypto. And of course, crypto does not want regulations and wants to keep it decentralized. SBF testifies in front of Congress about being pro-regulation and hating Bitcoin, which makes no sense when you're running a crypto exchange. And then 2 days after all of this happens, with the $10 billion being fucked, the Digital Commodities Consumer Protection Act bill is up for a vote. FTX bankruptcy shows that this company had liabilities of $50 billion. Enron only had $23 billion. So this is really huge. A lot of people getting super duper fucked. And basically what the internet is saying is that this guy is a Fed. SBF is a Fed, and he really blew it all up just so there's regulations, and he's working with the government, and that's why he's not arrested. Super tinfoily, but kind of makes sense because none of this makes sense. All right, super duper tinfoil hat time. The co-founder of MakerDAO tweeted that the CIA, Mossad, and the pedo elites are running some kind of sex trafficking, entrapment, blackmail ring out of the Caribbean islands. Said that they're going to frame him and then kill him. Well, his body washes up on shore dead a day later, so his tweet's kind of correct, maybe. And now the rumor is that he had connected FTX to a pedo ring. He tried to expose that FTX was part of this pedo ring and that they were insolvent and had no money. And Alameda, that girl's company, logo is a direct copy of a pedo ring called Little Child Lovers. Not sure. I know they fucked all of us. Whether they were fucking kids, I don't know. Seems possible. Seems also that he's a Fed. Keep your eye open. QAnon shit, tinfoil hat shit, but kind of makes sense. All right, who's not back but not dead? I don't have a lot for this because I spent all my time researching fucking FTX. Student loan forgiveness. I applied for student loan forgiveness. They said that we were going to get our money back, some of it, like $10,000. A judge just ruled that down. I assume there's going to be a bunch of appeals and maybe we'll get some money back. I'm not sure. Not dead, but not back. And Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving spoke to Adam Silver and Joe Tsai. Joe Tsai, also a scumbag if you want to look that up. He did some horrible shit over with the Uyghurs. I think that's how I say it. The Uyghurs, basically they were all getting killed and he didn't care. That's another time. But he talked to Joe Tsai and to Adam Silver, and they basically said that he's not anti-Semitic. I think he is, but I guess they eventually have to let him play. Dave Chappelle was very good on SNL last night talking about Kanye and Kyrie, and you should watch it. It's pretty funny. He didn't really have a side either way, but it was good. NFL weather, Minnesota at Buffalo, very cold, few showers and possible snow, 10 to 15 mile per hour wind. That's the only weather. Let's start off with matchups. Everyone's pretty close this week, so there's some good battles. Shemmer v. Gins, 93-93. Patterson laid an egg for Shemmer, 2.5. He's got no T. Higgins. Gins had Evans at 7.9. Amari Cooper, Dalvin Cook. He has no Lamar. I give the edge to Gins. I think the game just ended. The Bucks won. There was a game on. Bucks Seattle. So a lot of this is in play here, but it just ended. The Bucks won in Germany. Isaac Weisbird. Isaac 103. Weisbird 109. Isaac has no Mixon. He does have Mahomes and Etienne. Etienne's balling. Good trade for him, maybe. Kyler's probably out for Weisbird. They're starting my boy Colt McCoy. And then Cooper Kupp may have backup quarterback John Wolford, I think. So maybe that knocks him down a little bit. I like Olave. I like Devontae Adams. I still squeak by with Weisberg, give me Weisberg in the win there. Natsky, Saul, 112, another close battle. Godwin had like 16 when I wrote this. He may have had a little more. Metcalf had 10. He's got CMC, he's got Chubb. Saul has Herbert, but all the wide receivers are dead. Eckler should still ball. I still like Natsky in that one. Vivek v. Kaufman. Vivek 96, Kaufman 93. Lockett had 12 when I wrote this. DJ Moore 4.9. He has no Mark Andrews. Kaufman had Fournette, who got injured. He had 11. Zeke's still kind of banged up. He's going to play, but like who knows how much. Kyle Pitts already had 3.8. That's a bust. Give me Vivek in that win. Danny Avi, Danny 98, Avi 115. Danny had Auden, who had 5. He's got no Ramondre Stevenson. He's playing Russ. Let's see. I think Russ does a little better today, but good. I don't know. JT's been a bum all year. Don't love that. Avi had Mariota put up 20, which is impressive for Mariota. He's got Derrick Henry, Justin Jefferson, Pierce. Give me Avi in that. And then finally, me versus Gold. Kenneth Walker played okay. He got like 10. Deontay Foreman played good. He got 19. I'm worried that Swift is still kind of dead. He's going to play, but not really worried about that. I think Saquon does ball. Tony Pollard, I think, also balls for Gold, though, which is a problem. I think Zeke's pretty banged up. Pollard's going to dominate. Hopefully, Josh Allen's banged up or not playing, because then that would help me with Diggs. He's got Jimmy G starting. I'm going to always pick myself, so I win there. As for picks, I got Fins minus 3.5 at the Browns. I'm going to keep riding the Fins. The offense is hot. The defense is not good, but not terrible in the second half at least. The Browns are going to run all over us. Probably the run defense is not amazing, but I think that we pull it out. We win by a touchdown or more. Fuck Jacoby Brissett. Fins up. Play of the day, Saints money line at the Steelers. They got no Minkah Fitzpatrick. I know that TJ Watt's coming back, but their whole secondary is banged up. I like the Saints. Saints are pretty healthy, minus like Mark Ingram. Who cares about that? Their other wide receivers are dead, but Olave is good. Like the Saints. Think Andy Dalton has a good game. Hopefully Taysom Hill has a good game too. I have him in something. Saints by a billion. Cardinals +3 at Rams. Battle of the backups. Colt McCoy versus John Woolard probably. I like Colt McCoy better. I like the Cardinals better. Rams are huge frauds, especially with John Woolard. Give me the Cardinals +3. And then finally, Broncos +2.5 at Titans. Ryan Tannehill, first game back, maybe. Still kind of banged up. Russ needs to do something eventually. Broncos need to do something eventually. Why not now? Why not today? Give me the Broncos +2.5. That is all I have, I think. Yeah, that's all I have. Sorry there was no guest spots today. I don't know how to do that. I'm running out of time. Anyone wants to send me videos, I'll post them. We can do Zooms later. Next week we can get together and figure that out. Love you all. Goodbye.